Hello, I already got us here. I hope y'all are doing well today. So, this message is going to be like a quick message. I was guided to do this message. This message may be like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm not going to be on here long. This message is actually outside of the 4 messages that I'm already supposed to be posting. I feel like I'm going to post this one. This is urgent, so this may be posted a lot sooner because I'm just guided to do that. So like I said, this message is going to be short, and it's also, I'm not going to have the cards when it comes to this message. This message is just speaking to someone who I'm speaking to someone who may feel as though you're inadequate or you have not accomplished anything in life. Like I'm speaking to someone who think that you have not been an inspiration or a motivation for someone, and I'm here to tell you that you have it wrong. I'm speaking to someone who is has a very, very potent, powerful, beautiful energy. And, you have inspired many people, whether you know it or not. You have helped a lot of people grow, whether you know it or not, whether it's physically or energetically, because as you grow, another grow. So even if you haven't seen the people that you've inspired or motivated or helped, it still has been done. And, you may think that what you are doing is just small. You may think that, what you have done or the things that you're doing is just small. But like I said, you never know who you've inspired or motivated, and you never know who you're inspiring right now and motivating right now to keep going and keep growing. And there's a need for you to know just how honorable you are, whether you can see it physically or not, or whether you're getting the accolades or not, or whether there's someone, actually, giving you your flowers or not. This is for someone. Like if there's any obstacle that you've gotten through, any experiences, any obstacles that you've gotten through, and you did your best, there is someone who has watched you that you probably have no idea that you inspired. If anything that you've gotten through and you really chose to stand 10 toes down and have the faith and push through, believe it or not, you inspired and motivated someone. This is either within if you were able to get through, because there's many events and experiences that happens in our life, whether it was with a relationship, friendship, job, maybe you lost something, like you experienced loss in many different areas in your life. You never know the people that have been watching you or seeing you go through it and move forward. So I'm speaking to someone who may feel inadequate right now because you feel as though you haven't accomplished anything. You have accomplished so much, going through experiences, growing and going through those experiences and trying to evolve. That is powerful. That is beautiful. That is evolution. That is growth. And you are part of, the universe, if that makes sense. You're part of, you're in flow. Like when you choose to evolve, when you choose to continue to grow and go, and you don't give up, and even if you do give up and pick back up, that's because even that's honorable. What I'm saying is, when you continue to go and continue to be in flow and continue to be fluent in that current, in that, you're part of that's evolution. And you're inspiring. That's inspirational as well. Whether, like I said, whether you see it or not, like even in the spiritual realms, you're being noticed. It's inspirational. It's motivational, whether you even know it or not. And so I'm speaking to someone who, in this time, like, you may want to give up. You may feel as though that you're inadequate. You may feel as though you may have not accomplished anything. Man, I'm speaking to someone who is strong. You're very strong. You have persevered through so much. You've gotten through so much. There's so much light within you. I'm talking to someone who also may have given so much credit to other people as well, and may not even see that light within themselves. And so that could be playing a part right now of that inadequacy. But I'm talking to someone who has persevered through so many things. a whole lot of experiences that no one knows about. Some people know about, some people don't know about. And because of you went through it and got through it, there's an aura around you. There's a light that is within you that shines. And this helps inspire others. But because of that light that you have, you are able to walk a path, even a dark path, because you have the light within you, because you've already experienced so much and gained so much wisdom and truth within you that you naturally have a light about you that can light up dark places. And this is what I'm talking about. It could be physically or energetically that you don't even see. It could be around you and you don't even see. You have a light within you, around you, that you don't even see. Others can see it. Others can sense it. And whether you're around them or not, they're still growing and healing. Whether people want to give you their credit or not, you still have helped evolve people, inspired people, and motivated people. So I'm talking to someone who, I'm also speaking, like, there was also a message that I needed to speak of, like having gratitude to just how far you've come. You've come so far. You've come so far, and there's also people that has helped you come this far as well. And I'm getting like this message of just having gratitude for just how far you've come, because that strength has come from somewhere. Could be from your ancestors, could be like from a family member, could be from complete strangers. Just look at how many strangers or people you didn't know or family members you knew that has inspired you and motivated you to, be who you are. That's the same thing that you have done to people, I was just giving the gratitude for just how far I've come. And for instance, if I want to just give like some examples, and this the part you may have played in people's life and you don't even know how you've inspired them and helped them to be the people that they are. So I was like going through like and I do this from time to time, especially with these people, and especially with just understanding like where I am now when it comes to like my demeanor and things like that. Like a lot of my demeanor I was able to get from my great grandmother, for sure, because like she would go through things and you wouldn't even know it, but you would go look at a bill and it's super behind and you couldn't even of course she was angry, but you couldn't, she still stayed 10 toes down no matter what bills was going on, no matter what was going on mentally, physically, emotionally with her. She still stayed 10 toes down, and she still had that demeanor of strength, of courage. She still got things done. She still was able to do it. And this was with 3 girls in the house, So I was able to see that early. And, my grandmother also, she just had that strength. She just had that strong demeanor within her that I think just carried along with me. Not only that, I got a lot of my physical take action things from a lot of men, but they wasn't men that I grew up around. That's the thing. And this is what I'm talking about for you. You probably expecting accolades from your family. You may be trying to expect accolades from your friends, and that's probably not even the people that that you are meant to inspire, and that's probably what making you feel inadequate. It's total strangers that you have inspired and motivated, or are inspiring or motivating. For instance, I keep going, in middle school, I had this friend. I'm gonna be giving different stories just to kind of prove my point in the roles of just the men that has helped me, become who I am. So for instance, I had this friend or whatever, she knew that I'd be going through a lot at home. So what she would do is I would always go over her house. I would always go over her house for the summer. I even went over her house, even on school nights, but they stayed 30 minutes away, but her dad would still come get me, or I would go home for school, and I would go home with her from school, and I would spend the night and stuff over there. But I was able to see the role of, first of all, a dad. Not only was I able to see a role of a dad, because really he worked a lot, so this is the role that he was at. What I was really able to see is just how he worked. He would get up every morning at 4:00 in the morning, get himself together, get himself together. And on school days, like, we had to be up and ready because he was like the district manager or whatever. And so, like, he got things done. He wake up at 4:00, he get himself ready. We got to be up, we got to be ready, we got to get to going. On the way, like I said, it was a 30-minute drive. So on the way to school, like, he be on the phone making sure everything good, making sure he calling the different restaurants, making sure they good, making sure such and such showed up on time, just different stuff like that. He making sure just different things good. And I didn't know. And what I say to myself every time I bring up this for myself is, I didn't even know that I was young, that I was watching him. And I say this with a lot of things, like, even with a story that I'm gonna get to later. I didn't even know, like, your spirit watching all the time. Your spirit watching all the time. See, I'm in the back really kicking and cackling with my friend in the back, not realizing that my spirit is watching. My spirit is absorbing everything. So this is how I'm able to go back and pick up on, actually what was happening. But like I was saying is, like, he would be making sure everything was good. There were sometimes I wasn't kicking and cackling. I would just sit in the back, just look out the window and be listening to him. So yeah, like, he would do that the whole 30 minutes we would be on the way to school. And there were sometimes I got to go to work. We got to go to work with him, and I got to just see how he treated treated the staff and everything like that. And so, I got to see that at an early age, just someone, going to work, being that manager, being that in charge, and just doing things in a strategic way, in a confident way, and we got and the beautiful thing that I was able to be also grateful for is, like, whenever they went on trips, I was able to go on trips with them. I didn't have to pay for anything. Like, he was able to pay for me. And not only that, what I got to see, that not only did I got a chance to benefit from that, but I also got to see how he was as a dad on these trips, and just how he just was as a provider on these trips as well. So I got to see that at an early age, and that inspired me. That helped me when it came to my demeanor, when it came to my character, and it helped when it needed to. Not at that time, but it helped when it needed to, right? So moving forward, I had this other friend. I would go over her house as well. I had this house. I had this friend. I would go over her house as well, and same thing. Like, I got this, but with her dad, it was different. Her dad, he owned a horse track, like a really, 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 really big horse track. I mean, there used to be events there, all type of stuff. Like, every Sunday there was an event. I'm talking about, like, packed. Like, it'll be packed there. And I was able to see that. I was able to see how I barely got a chance to see him, but when I saw him, and I barely got a chance to see him, but I was always on the track with her. And I got to see just how things were around the track, how the horses were, how this was, how the equipment was to make sure the horse, like, I got to see, like, how things was set up. But the times that I did see him, he was always laughing, he was always smiling. There was people always coming up to him, shaking his hand, doing this, doing that, talking about the like every day people be talking about the track. So I got to see at an early age that, like, how people honored this person, or and I just got to see, like, how a place like that. So it wasn't like, okay, the manager, the district manager, where you gotta see the different you got to see different places. This was his own place. So I got to see, I got the chance to even see how a person act when they have their own. You get what I'm saying? So that inspired me. That was able to inspire me. That was able to help add on to my character, to my demeanor, and help me grow. Okay. So moving forward, what is some more? moving forward, I could just fast forward a little bit. I've always listened to guys, especially, and I always like wonder why I would listen. And I was like, okay, maybe this is just something that I'm inspired by, and maybe because I have this figure in my life, this is why there are certain people that I attract, because of who I am, who my higher self actually is, and it's helping me to get to that. Because like, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Like I said before, I used to be like a server, a bartender, right? And so I used to listen to the men at the bar. All the time. I heard all type of stuff. But one thing that men didn't realize that I'd be really listen to, like, it was this one guy. I'm gonna give this one guy, for example. He came in. He used to come in all the time, but like, I guess he was just, he was like, I do not want to use the word down bad right now. Do I want to use that word? He was going through some experience. He was going through some challenges, whatever. And he came in and he was just like, he had even said it though, that his like eventually his tips start getting a little lower, you know what I'm saying? And so what he even told me one day, he was like, I know my tips, they used to be high, but right now I'm going through some things right now. He was like, I'm trying to get back on my feet, and just this and this and that. And so one day I was like, okay, that's cool, no problem, I just, and moved along. It was one day he came in, and he don't even know that this what he was saying in this time was even inspiring. He was just like, but I've always noticed that men do this. Like they take this time out to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So basically what he said, he was like he gonna move back with his mom. He just randomly telling me this. Like, he was like, of course there was a conversation, like he was talking about it, but he just randomly just started talking about like how he gonna get back on his feet. And so he was like, he said he's gonna move with his mom. It's just some stuff that has been happening. He just gonna move back with his mom, and he gonna be there for like 6 months. I remember this. Like, he was like, I'm gonna be there for 6 months. I'm gonna stack my money up. I'm really not gonna go out like that. He was like, if you see me come in here, I apologize. If the tip, like, he was talking about like the tip. He was like, he was just basically saying, I'm gonna just be there for 6 months. I'm not gonna go out. I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna get myself back on my feet. And he don't even realize that just by him even just telling me that, how that inspired me. He was just saying like, what he was gonna do, and do I know if he did it or not? No, I don't. But just by he had said some more stuff though that really was inspiring as well. But just by him saying that, it had inspired me. It had inspired me to, look at things like that, set a goal and, and go after it. Like I said, I don't know if he really did. I think that he did tell me though, like later on that he did. Like, I'm gonna say like he started looking more, like things was better. So maybe things did eventually get better for him. Who knows? But, that's one story. Then there was a guy that I used to actually work with, that used to work there where I used to work at, and I just used to pay attention to the things. Like, he was into fitness, and I was able to just pay attention to the different things that he did when it came to like his eating and just things like that. I was able to pick up on that, and I was able to see like how he would eat every 2 to 3 hours, and how he would make it. He would prioritize, and no matter if he was in the middle of a table, he'll get done with that table, he gonna go to the back and eat his food every 2 to 3 hours. I paid attention to that. Now with this is that thing that I was telling you about. Like, this is another thing where I was telling, like, my spirit was watching, because I didn't even realize until he had left that I had picked up on those habits, and I had started working out and eating healthy while he was there, asking questions and things while he was there. But after he had left, I had got the routine and everything down packed, because I had watched how consistent and persistent he was when it came to, him prioritizing himself and being consistent. And, of course, I've told him like how he's inspired me in the past. But like I said, like, there's so many other stories. Also, like, there's a guy that I used to talk to, a loved one that I used to talk to, and I would pay attention to how he even like treated his like ex-wife, and that's important. I used to see how like he would treat his ex-wife and his kids. Like, I wasn't no one who like despised that. I really wanted to, like, I'd be paying attention without me even knowing that I'm paying attention. But one of the things with him, what I will watch is he still was there. He still was there in an honorable way. He didn't disrespect her. He didn't say anything negative. He didn't say anything, when anything that was needed, he was there, right on, 10 toes down every second of the day. And I watched that. I would, like, on the phone, like, if there would be a conversation and everything, there were times that I would just listen in, and just how he handled the conversation when it came to his ex-wife or when it came to his kids. I watched how he honored that and really stood on that, and was a great person in that. Didn't bash, didn't talk negative about it. Even when I would hear, like, even when, like, the conversation on the phone would kind of seem a little rocky or a little, up and down or whatever, there still was not one negative thing that was said. And I think it was because how much, like, he respected her. And of course, that this used to be his wife. And that's what that inspired me. That's what I saw that was honorable. That's what I saw that was, that was pure. So you see the many different stories that I've said, that I've talked about. You see the many different stories that I've said and talked about that you may not even be paying attention, that someone may. And I also, with this person, with this loved one, I also saw, like, whenever anyone needed him, he was there. He was there, like, with the quickness, snap of a finger. He was always there. And, like, he was always there to, like, help people. Really, really, really help people. And I also saw, like, the discipline in when he wanted something, how he would go after it and how he would accomplish it. The perseverance he would have when he wanted something, he would go after and accomplish. So I was able to see that inspired me. And so that was the many times, those just examples. And I'm sure, see, I was guided to do this message because, these are the, like, do I want to say roles? These are the roles that some of you people who are on here play, masculine or feminine, and you don't even know who is, like, who you inspiring, who you help building, who you help, you don't even realize how you have helped or is helping inspire and helping others grow. So you may be feeling inadequate, but this is a beautiful time. This is a beautiful time right now, just to see how far you've come and to see how far those around you have come, and to know just how, extraordinary and how, limitless you are as a person. I was guided to give those examples because, like I said, this is something that this is a role that you probably played in someone's life, and you don't even know that you inspired them. You just have no idea. It can be the smallest things that you could have done. Because you may not feel it. Okay, and this is another thing. You may not feel as though people are watching you, but their spirit is watching you. Their spirit is what. This is why when you walk into rooms, you think a person watching you, their spirit be watching you. Their spirit be watching, because their spirit know who you are. Certain spirits know who you are. So the person could be looking straight ahead, but you ever had this energy of feeling like somebody watching you, but they looking straight ahead? It's because you feel their spirit absorbing and watching all of you. Their spirit is when I say scanning you, like that scan, like one of them scanners, their spirit is scanning you, because that's just how powerful our spirit is anyway. It's able to pick up on all type of stuff. And so what you are noticing, what you're feeling, is their spirit watching you. And so this is from a little kid. This happens from even little kids. Little kids can be playing, but just because they're not in a room with you, or just because you think that they're not paying attention, they are. Their spirit is watching you. Because our auras are huge. Our energetic fields are huge. So it picks up on so much. So if a child just sit down and meditate, they can really pick up on everything that happened for the day. And I know that some of you all do this. If you really just allow your spirit to roam, just surrender, just allow it to roam, then sit down at the end of the day and just go into meditative state and say, and ask yourself what happened today. and I'm really telling y'all something right now. This is really powerful. This is really something that you can really do. Sit there and meditate and watch how you will see events that happen, or you will see certain things that happen, certain people that was in your you will see certain people, you will see events that happen that you thought you weren't paying attention to, but your spirit was. So if you sit down in a meditative state right before going to bed, or as you get home, and just want to sit still and just what happened today, it's gonna start just showing you what all happened today. You would have seen somebody you wouldn't even thought you saw. I hope that makes sense. But this all to say for someone to know that just how powerful you are, how important you are. You may not even feel as though you're important, but you are. You just never know. There's a little kid you're helping, there's a teenager that you're helping, there's an adult that you're helping, there's a stranger that you're helping, there's a family member that you're helping, there's and if you're on platforms, there's many people, like I said before, there's a word that you could have said that could have really just changed someone's life. There's something that you could have did that really could have changed someone's life. Like, words are powerful. Things that you do is powerful. It's just your growth is powerful. Like I said, by you just this one person growing, it helps. Whether you tell someone or not, it's another person grew as well, because you gotten out of that spot that someone else need, and you have, because you evolve, someone else is now able to take that spot. They're able to evolve, somebody else is able to evolve. You get what I'm saying? So it's it's great, and it's just a message of continuing to grow, continue to go, continue to be the very best that you can be, and know that whether you see it or not, there's just someone you're always inspiring, motivating, and I'm gonna be honest about this. I've always been inspired by people who didn't know that I was inspired by them. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and this is just me being real. I never been really inspired by someone who made me want to be inspired by them, or made me want to, or trying to be like, look at me. That does not inspire me, and I don't, and it's never inspired me. And that's something that may be for someone. Maybe you out of character right now, and you want people to see you. You really, really want people to see you, and they can't see you because you may not be authentic in this time. It may be too forced in this time. It may be too forced, and that's not probably when someone is inspired by you. When people are inspired by you, it's because you're in your natural, authentic, just natural energy. And there may be people, or for instance, like you may be trying to, like I said before, you trying to probably get like a family member, a child, or someone that is around you to understand you or to be inspired by you, but they not gonna see it because it's being forced. Or like a loved one, you trying to probably get like a loved one to see you, and they probably not. It may not. I'm not gonna say what can happen, because they probably can still see it, but they cannot see it because it's not an authentic inspiration. It's a I want you to look at me demeanor. Look at me, and it's probably not even inspiring at this point, because it's like it happens naturally. Because when you the look at me, it may happen for a moment. You may be able to inspire someone for a moment, but listen to what I said. It's people that don't even know that it inspired me, and I'm still speaking about it 20 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later, 3 years later, 4 years later. So which one is the look at me? It may be for like a day or two, a month, a year, maybe that. But the people that really are like doing it and really don't even know that they really doing it, they inspiring people for the rest of their life. They in people's hearts, they in people's mind, they be in people's souls. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that part may be for someone. Maybe you've been that person where look at me. And that just may be for someone. I really hope that this message resonated. Like I said, I was guided to do this message. I just hope that it's able to reach whomever it's meant to reach. Whether you're a masculine, whether you're a feminine, there's something that you're doing that is inspiring someone, and it really has nothing to just do with someone else, but I was guided to do this message and let you know how adequate you are, how divine you are, how limitless you are, how extraordinary you are, how honorable you are, because you are. Whether you know it in this realm, definitely in the spiritual realm, you're honored, and it's beautiful. You're beautiful, and there's a need to have gratitude in this time as well. So maybe that gratitude may help you to see how you've played parts in people's energy, life. And how you have transformed people. It's people you've transformed you don't even know. It's people that you've helped you don't even know. I mean, you could be, like I said, it don't matter what role it is. Small roles, big roles, it doesn't even matter. I haven't even talked about platforms. I haven't even talked about like big corporate, I haven't even talked about that. I haven't, so I feel like I'm babbling, but I really hope that, this message resonated. There's something else that I wanted to say, but I'm not going to force it. I'm actually sweating right now in the car because I can't cut the car on because I don't want the air to, get in the phone. So I really hope that this message resonate. And like I said, whether you're a feminine or a masculine, there's someone that you're inspired. There's someone that you motivated. There's someone that, has looked to you. And it's not about those who don't feel inspired or isn't inspired. It's not about them at all. It's about the people that you have inspired. And, I really hope this message resonated. Sending you so much love and light. May you get it through the wind. Thank you.